Long ago, in a quiet village surrounded by green fields, lived a kind man named Raghav. He wasn't rich, but he was happy with his simple life. Raghav worked hard every day in the fields to earn a living. He and his wife, Mira, lived in a small house made of mud and thatch. Even though they didn't have much, Raghav always believed in helping others. Raghav was known in his village for his kindness. He never refused anyone who needed help. He shared his food, time, and small savings with a smile. Even while working, he fed hungry dogs or travelers passing by. His heart overflowed with compassion for everyone around him. But Mira often worried about their future. She would say, "Raghav, your kindness is making our kitchen empty. We have to think about ourselves too." Whenever Mira worried, Raghav smiled and said, "Hunger is the worst pain. If we can help, why shouldn't we? God will care for us." One hot afternoon, as he rested after work, a weak voice called from outside, "Is anyone here? I'm hungry." Raghav stood up immediately to help. Mira looked out of the window and sighed. "Now another guest. We barely have enough for ourselves," she said. But Raghav stood up and went to see who it was. At the door stood an old traveler. His clothes were dusty, his face pale, and his body looked tired. Raghav immediately invited him in and offered him a seat. He brought a pot of cool water and gave it to the old man. The traveler drank slowly and sighed in relief. Then he said softly, "Son, I haven't eaten in 2 days. Could you give me something to eat?" Raghav quickly went to the kitchen. He saw that there were only 2 rotis left, the lunch he and Mira were supposed to share. Without thinking twice, he picked them up, but Mira stopped him and said, "Are you serious? These are our last rotis. What will you eat? That old man can ask at someone else's house." Raghav looked at her kindly and said, "Mira, we can manage somehow, but he hasn't eaten in 2 days. God will make arrangements for us." He took the food and placed it in front of the traveler. "Baba, please eat this. It's simple, but it's all we have." The old man smiled faintly and began to eat quietly. After finishing, the traveler looked peaceful. He stood up and said, "Raghav, your kindness has filled my heart. I have something for you." He took out a small silver pot from his bag and handed it to Raghav. Raghav was surprised. "Baba, I can't take this." "It's yours," he said. The old man smiled and replied, "No, my son. A rich merchant gave this to me, but I wanted to give it to someone with a pure heart. Keep this as a blessing." He continued, "This pot is a symbol of your good deeds. Keep doing good without expecting anything in return. God always rewards those who help others with a true heart." Then the old man slowly walked away. Raghav stood holding the silver pot, tears shining in his eyes. He promised himself he would never stop helping others. From that day, his life became an example for everyone in the village, a reminder that kindness never goes unseen and goodness always returns.